book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the sun. I'm sorry, under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashai, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that's seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. That's scattered abroad amongst the heathen, something like the heathen. Beginning with the 144,000, preachers, teachers, the prophet, Shalom. Y'all, I'm watching this video right here about redacted news. The title of the video is, it's live. It's White House in panic mode as Iran narrative collapses. Iran slams Israel in massive strike. Now, that's the title of the video. But we're going to let my man Joe ICKE talk. All right? And he's going to tell you, and he's exactly right. What he's going to tell you is that after World War I, the system was broken down and a new system came in. After World War II, the system was broken down and a new system came in. And now we're in World War III. We're in the early stages of it. And what they're doing is destroying the global economy. So this new beast system can come in, this digital system can come in so it can bring forth the mark of the beast. It's all a part of the plan of Yahweh Shema Shah. So what's being broken down is the current system, okay? And what's going to be put in place? Hey, the system of fiat currency is being put out. So the new system that's been placed back in is a digital system, which requires people to have the mark of the beast so it can be a track and trace system, all right? That's what's being put in place. It's all mapped out, and Esau was doing this. Hey, you get, when Yahweh Shema Shah say, hey, that's your build, but I shall destroy. All right? So Esau is bringing in, all this is planned. All right? It's prophecy, but it's planned. And that's where this new system can come in. All right? Let's get, shall build. And the Lord said he's going to tear down. This is Michael, either Malachi, I forget. Let's see, shall build, and I shall throw down. Let's get that joint real quick. Throughout the hell about Shema Shah. Micah 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. That said, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah has indignation forever. Right. Because Esau is breaking down this current system, which each nation has their own fiat currency, paper currency. But remember, Esau is still going to be the head until Yahweh comes to take him out. All right? So Esau is still ruling the world. This is still his kingdom. All right? So World War III is doing, as we see, is breaking down all... Seniors, you're 1,000. It's breaking down all economies, global economies. Don't forget, the mark of the beast's digital system has to be put in place. All right? This is the reason for this war with Iran. All right? So Esau can do what? Still remain in power to bring forth the mark of the beast, this digital system, track and trace system. All right? Again, so they can implement the mark of the beast. And then Yahweh Shah coming. All right? This is all a part of the plan, man. Yahweh Shah going to destroy you. But you get, remember, when you get revelation, because see, the three unclean spirits like frogs, which includes the United States military, and we see what they're doing. That's the muscle. Okay, the financial system in London, which now is going to be digital, all right, and the Roman Catholic Church. So through their false doctrine, which a new religion is going to be inserted into the earth, and all three is a part of this beast system, and they're going to deceive many to be a part of this beast system and have them take the mark of the beast. All right, and when you get Revelation 16. And where is it? And let's start at 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So, hey, in other words, they in position. All these nations by east are in position to fight in the battle of Jehoshaphat, and we're witnessing that. All right. So this war is going to continue to go on, but at the same time, this beast system has to be implemented. All right, this digital system, with Esau being the head, Israel and the Americans being the head, has to come to pass. All right, the mark of the beast has to be in place. All right, it says, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. You see, again, DC, which is the muscle of the United States military. London, which is the financial system, which again is going to be a digital currency, all right? And they're going to be tracking and tracing everybody with the mark of the beast. And the false prophet, meaning that their new religion is going to be in place. That's you bowing the knee to worship this place. And remember, they're all going to deceive the world. 2/3 of Israel and you heathen, the world, all right, to take this mark of the beast. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, right, lying wonders, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and into the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Yahweh Almighty, you see? So this whole system is in place. All this prophecy is in place. What's going on is in place to bring forth prophecy. Okay? This war is to bring forth this new digital system, which the head of that is the mark of the beast.
This morning hack.
All right? That's going to be offered to the world. All right? Now, you get Revelation real quick, 2 and 10. It says, 3 and 10. 3 and 10. It says, Yahweh Shah speaking, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. You see?
Cutting sugar might actually make...
Now it's making more sense. Why do you how about Shema Shah? That's why the scripture said we know in part and we prophesy in part. You know, so as time continues to press on, things continue to come to pass. How about Shema Shah tap us on the brain, said, look, it's this. Now it's starting to become clearer. So you see why it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, which only the elected Israel will do that, or Israelites, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, so the elect is not going to take the mark of the beast. That's what our temptation is. Okay, the tribulation period is the height of the tribulation period is the implementation of the mark of the beast, where you will not be able to buy, sell, mean, and function within society unless you have it, unless you bow the knee. All right, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You see? You see? So this is going to be upon the whole world, not just America. It says, behold, I come quickly. So when this is in place, Yahweh Shah said, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Which is what? Salvation, man, the kingdom. What we got to hold on fast to? What we have to hold fast to? Our faith. All right? It says, him that overcome will I make a pillar in the temple of my God Yahweh, and he shall go out no more. And he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God Yahweh, and the name of the glory, and the name of the city of my God Yahweh, which is New Jerusalem, which shall come down out of heaven from my God Yahweh, and I will write upon him my new name. So this is the elect of Israel.
Your social security check should have increased.
Right? This is the elect of Israel receiving the second covenant. All right? Being pleasant in the kingdom, being renewed, refreshed, made whole. He that has an ear, let him hear it, what the Spirit saith unto the churches, and that's the elect. All right? You know what the churches are, the men on the highways and hedges. The true men in Yahweh Shema Shah, beginning with the men of the great millstone, and the men that learn underneath them. All right? Now, you get real quick Revelation.
Seniors, your $1,500 gross.
Revelation 13 and 15, right? Now let's start up. Revelation 13 and 13. It says, and he doeth great wonders, Esau, okay, doeth great wonders so that he make a fire to come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. So these great miracles Esau is going to continue to cause to happen, to do what? To deceive many. All right? Now, these miracles, that making fire come down from heaven, which is them dropping them missiles, all right, it's light work compared to what Esau is about to do. To deceive many. And deceive of them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, you see? So great deception is coming, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? So, this beast system, this revised Roman Empire, NATO and EU, okay? Are going to be deceived, okay? Which they're all part of this plan, saying, meaning they're going to be affected too, saying to them that dwell upon the earth. So that's everybody, all right? So everyone is going to see it. Everyone is going to be a part of the deception. And this miracle is going to this AI technology and how they're going to deceive the world to be a part of the system and eventually take the mark of the beast.
Cutting sugar might actually...
Or to implement the mark of the beast and cause people to take it, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. You see? And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed and or separated. So this is when this new beast system is in place. This new digital system, spearheaded by the mark of the beast, is in place.
What the hell have you been doing all...
It says, and he caused all, both small, great, rich, poor, and free, and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might by himself say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, that him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 603 and that's his digital system. Okay, this new beast system, this image, this new world order system, is a digital system, which is going to be upon the globe. All right, now when you get Revelation 14,
Seniors across the country...
and I'm gonna start at 9, but I want to make a point real quick. Let me see. Is it in 14? I know it's in 19. Well, we read it in 16, going into the 3 unclean spirits like frogs. Now, when you get, it's Revelation 19. Now, when you get Revelation 19, I want to make this point through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. And it says, real quick, y'all. Where is it? Right here. The Wadi Yahweh Shema Shah. Verse 20. And the beast was taken. So this beast system is going to be destroyed. Matter of fact, let's start up at 16. Because remember, Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, is going to send Yahweh Shai in the midst of Esau while he's eating, which is this digital system, this new world order beast system, with the mark of the beast being in place. The Heavenly Father Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai, all right, to destroy you. As a matter of fact, you get that in Job. Job chapter 20 and verse 23. Let's start at 22. In the fullness of his efficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked, the laborer, the people, shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see? So this is Esau in the midst of this digital system, this new image, this new beast system, with the mark of the beast being in place. All right? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So that's nuclear destruction upon America. Why this new system is in place. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, the silos, yet the glittering sword, the nuclear missiles cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. Meaning this place is going to burn and no one's going to be able to put it out. Now, it's going to die after a certain time, but it's going to burn for a long time. Remember, the doleful creatures shall dwell here. All right? Hell, the doleful creatures, when the hell they got on? They got new flame retardant fur or something. It says, a fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. You see? So that's this place being destroyed. While the system is in place. Now, when you go back to Revelation 19, I wanted to make that point real quick. That's what this is going into, the downfall, the end of America, where Yahushua and the angels. Where did I start? I don't want to start that far. Revelation 19, and yeah, I need to start up. I started at 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's Yahushua coming in great power and glory. Like it's lightning coming from the east to the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So Yahushua is going to cover the earth, and the angels going to be underneath him. And their chariots, their white horses, pure power. And he that sat upon him, Yahushua, was called faithful and true. And in righteousness doeth he judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Yeah, Yahushua going to win World War III. All right? It says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Hey, so you've been hearing, like, seeing videos, articles come up, videos on the news. You know, brothers did responses to it. And going into Trump was set up by JC to bring in a return of. They said Trump was set up to usher in Armageddon to bring in a return of JC. Well, JC ain't coming, Yahushua is. And Trump was set up, or is set up to do that. He is that cruel Lord. He is set up to do that. Now, when you go Isaiah 19:4, going to the cruel Lord, that's Trump. But when you start at the first verse, it's going into how Yahushua is going to return while he is ruling. All right? And this is that time. All right? When this beast system is in place. Remember, they are breaking down the system to bring in the new system. All right? That's that 1 Thessalonians 5, starting at the top. When they shall have peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as a woman is travailed. All right? That thief coming in the night. You see? It says, verse 13, Revelation 19:13. We're going to play the video. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God Yahweh. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. These are the angels that's going to be underneath Yahushua. All right? And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations. Hey, that's the lasers. All right? The Yahushua and the angels are going to use to destroy. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of God Yahweh Almighty. So it's a righteous judgment. And he has on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together into the supper of the great God Yahweh. That's a feast, that's a sacrifice. And the sacrifices in Basra, when you get Isaiah 34, Isaiah 63, but it's also going to be a sacrifice in the land of Israel when you get Ezekiel 39. All right? Because remember, just as America going to be destroyed, Israel going to be destroyed, and it's going to be a sacrifice. It's two sacrifices of Yahweh Shema Shai that's going to happen at the same time. That they may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. You see, these are they that took the mark of the beast. All right? So it's going into the destruction of this digital beast system. That's when Yahushua coming, man. You see? people with the mark of the beast. All right? So you see, Yahweh Shah said, hey, remember, when we hear these things, the end is not yet. And this is what he was telling us. All right? Hey, we're at the end, but the end is not yet, meaning this ain't it yet. All right? This has to happen. It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him, right, against Yahweh Shah and the angels. This is the war in heaven in Revelation 12, I think, the 7th verse, and 2nd Esdras of the 13th chapter. Gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken. See, Esau in this beast system, this digital system, this new world order system is going to be destroyed, as we read in Job 20, 22, 23. Okay? And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. That's the destruction of the system, man. You see? So the system has to be in place. This New World Order digital system, this mark of the beast system has to be in place. And this is what they're doing to bring it in. Hey, World War III, which we're in it now, they're collapsing the global economies. So this can be implemented, man. You see? It says, and the remnant were slain. It says, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And that ain't no hell, man. That's the end of, that's the destruction of America and Israel, along with this beast system. All right? And the remnant was slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horses. See, Yahweh and the angels going to destroy him, along with World War III, the nuclear missiles. Which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Okay? So, hey, that's the order right there. All right? And with them breaking down the global economy, right, all nations are being affected. That's why when you get 2nd Esdras 16, let's get that real quick. Because we're seeing the whole world get punished now. But this is just the beginning. All right, this war is breaking down all nations, man. Remember, this beast system, this new world order, the hour of temptation shall come upon all the earth to try them. 2nd Esdras 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, America, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. That's the world. You see? Gird up yourselves with claws of sack and hair. Beware your children. Be sorry for your destruction is at hand. You see? So at the end of the day, it's the end of Esau's empire. As we've been telling y'all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, beginning with the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, that, hey, with them bringing in this new system, they bringing in their own demise. All right? Okay? Now, let's play this video, man. I'm going to let Joe ICKE talk. And that's going to be it. I'll put the link to this video in the description box. You can watch the whole video. They still live, but I'm going to play it from... Come on now. Oh, they fucking with me. Okay, my fault. Now listen to this man. I don't know how long it is. I stopped. He was probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes in. But I'm going to just let that joint ride. Not the whole video, but the part when he talking, man. This is Joe ICKE coming up.
In an article, why doesn't President Trump want to talk about the war in Iran? Could it be that Operation Epstein Fury hasn't gone the way that they'd planned, or the psychopaths in Israel? For all of this, it hasn't gone the way that they planned. Anyone watching the mainstream media, Operation Epstein Fury began only a few weeks ago, but of course this has been decades in the making, and that's the point that our next guest, David ICKE, made in a recent video, that this whole war in Iran is just really the tip of the iceberg, and it has been decades in the making, and you're seeing this plan all coming together by these warmongers and psychopaths who run everything. And David ICKE is our guest here on Redacted. Great to have you back, sir. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much, David. So you made the point, and I think so many people just in the mainstream media over the past few weeks are saying, this is all ramping up, this is all happening right now. But as you really laid out, this has been happening for decades. This whole plan has been put in motion for decades. You've been writing about this since the 1990s. Could you lay out maybe this timeline and why that is the case?
Well, it's a massive story, of course, and to really understand where it's coming from, you have to, as we talked in previous interviews, you have to go into another dimension of reality. Because at that point, first of all, it's coming from a very different relationship to time. And so our timeline appears a certain way to us, but it's not necessarily the same where it's actually coming from. And you also realize that because it's symbolically coming from here, when it enters the public arena as different political parties and World Health Organization and different countries and Big Pharma and all these things, actually, ultimately, there's one original force that's manipulating all of it. We're seeing the way it plays out. Imagine a pyramid where you've got the peak of the pyramid, classically the all-seeing eye in the symbol. And at that point, you've got the origin of where it's coming from. But then it comes down the pyramid. The pyramid gets wider and wider and wider and encompasses more and more and more organizations that we see in the public arena. But ultimately, if you go back up the pyramid, the source, the origin is the same. And if you don't grasp the origin and the agenda behind it, then you're never going to really grasp the way it's playing out. You're going to see it in a certain way. As you rightly say, you're going to see the Iran situation as something that is about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just the vehicle. He's not the origin. People say, oh, Trump did this, Trump did that. Trump is basically a not very bright, and I'm being underwhelming there, a not very bright bloke, but someone who has been put in there for a specific reason. And that reason, among many other things, well, it's twofold. One, it's to trash the current system. He's done it with this war. He's done it with tariffs. He's done it in multiple ways already. And the other thing, and this is why he's surrounded, at the same time he's trashing the system, he's surrounded by AI oligarchs, because the other part of his reason for being put in there is trash the old system and facilitate the unfolding of the new system. And this old system and new system are actually the creations of the same force, what I call this global cult, this global network of secret societies that plays out in our reality the agenda that's coming from another reality. So,
and that's let's get that real quick. Remember, he wanted to heap unto him all people and gather all nations. Right? Habakkuk 2 and 4. Matter of fact, let's start at 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So we'll see everything happening at the end, which is now, and this war is bringing it all to pass. Behold, his soul, Esau, the wicked, so-called white man, beginning with the elites, which is lifted up. Pride is not upright in him. He's wicked. By any means necessary, he's going to do what he got to do, because that's the will of the Lord. This is what Esau is allowed to do on the left-hand side. All right? Which is all prophecy. And that's to cause what? Damage, death, hell, chaos, so they can bring in the system. All right? Break down current system and bring in a new system. And it's going to be a lot of death. But the just shall live by his faith. right? The elect are going to live by their faith. All right. Remember, they doing all this at the same time. They're trying to fulfill the Georgia Guidestones, 500 million people on the earth. All right. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth about wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death. And this is what his nature is, and this is what he's doing. All right? Look what he's doing to Cuba, Venezuela,
This morning hack.
Iran. You see? Even his own allies, former allies, NATO and the EU. All right? So hey, he can continue to have the nation to eat out of his hand through this beast system, MOTB. And is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. So you see, ain't no pleasing these devils. But gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. You see? This is what's going on. The elites are using Trump. All right? It's all a part of prophecy.
There's this concept of creative destruction, and it goes along with a phrase I coined back in the 90s, the totalitarian tiptoe. That's when you start with A and you're going to Z. You know where you're going, but you go in steps, you go in stages, because you can't go from A to Z overnight. You go as fast as you can, but not so fast that you alert too many people, although the closer you get to Z, the more people will be alerted, obviously, by the things that are going on in the world. So if we pick it up at the start of the 20th century, the world was in a certain way. It was in a certain situation. And if you look at what we call human history, what we think is human history, what we're told is human history, it's a constant process of centralizing power. So we started out in tribes, and people in the tribes were deciding what happened in the tribe. Then we got to this point where loads and loads of tribes were brought together to form what we call countries. Then you go into the European Union and loads of countries come together. You've got the BRICS group of countries and these other globally centralized groupings. NATO's another one. And what the process that you've been looking at is the constant centralization of power. It's a simple equation. The more you centralize power, the fewer are making decisions affecting more and more and more. So countries in Europe used to make their own decisions. The tribes of Europe used to make their own decisions before that. Now it's bureaucrats in Brussels dictating to the whole of the European Union. This is what I'm talking about. So if we pick it up at the start of the 20th century, the world was in a certain state. Then we had World War I, and that completely rewrote the global landscape, the global map. And the world after World War I was nothing like it was before. So you've got a new status quo, basically. You then go very quickly into the 1930s and the Great Depression, which did for the economic system, and immediately you're into World War II. So you've gone from status quo, trashed, new status quo, trashed, new status quo. And after the end of the Second World War, you had the United Nations being created, not least thanks to the Rockefellers. You had the World Health Organization, 1948, not least thanks to the Rockefellers, with the Rothschilds always in the background. You had the creation of the Bretton Woods Agreement, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, all these globally centralized bodies. And the world was very, very different in 1945, 46, 47, 48 than it was in 1900. And I was born in 1952. 7 years after the end of the war. And pretty much from when I was born to in the period we're in now, the same system has basically been in place. It was the post-war system. But we're now heading so fast into the AI digital control system that will be a level of control, if we go on allowing it, that we've never seen anything like in known human history. Now, for that completely new status quo to come in, the status quo that is has to go. Because if you've got a situation, a status quo, that ain't moving, you can't replace it with anything. You have to trash it. You have to dismantle it. You have to bring it down so the new can replace it. And that's been Trump's role. Now, I have to say, I look at the internet and I see people that have continued, despite all the evidence, to support Trump. And they've been saying he's bringing down the globalists. He's bringing down the globalists. He's bringing down the deep state. And I look at it and shake my head because he's not. He's been put in there by the deep state, quote, globalists. What he's doing is trashing the old system. And the thing that people, I think, need to realize is that this cult that I talk about, it put in the system that's being trashed. But on the sequence of the totalitarian tiptoe, it's now time to replace it with the end game, which is AI human fusion and all that goes with it. And therefore, this stage in the sequence of human centralization of power and control has to go. And so he's playing two parts. He's trashing it, and he's surrounded by these oligarchs that, from the American point of view, are putting in the AI systems. Your Larry Ellisons, your Elon Musks, your Mark Andreessens, the David Sachs, Trump's AI czar, Larry Altman, all these people, Peter Thiel, big time. And I'm watching this transition going on, the trashing and the introduction of the new system. And so if you want to, we've already talked about the First World War, the Second World War. If you want to trash a status quo, whether it's in a country, it's in a region, or it's in the world, then wars are perfect. Because once you have a war, the world in which the war took place, whether globally or regionally or whatever, it's never the same again. The status quo is gone. It's not coming back. And so the attacks on Iran have got to be seen in that context. Because if you go to this level, this other dimensional level, indeed, you come into the inner core of this global cult that serves that. That's why all these Satanists and people are involved. It's because they're serving that demonic force. If you look at where it's coming from, there is a particular sequence. There's a sequence of events that are leading the world to this ultimate AI human fusion dystopia. And if you come down into the world that we experience every day, then it looks a certain way. It looks like, Trump's made this decision to go to war with Iran, and he's done it in league with Israel. And when did Trump make the decision? And all this stuff. That's what it looks like. It does.
Right.
If you go to this level, it's just part of a sequence that's long planned. You know, when you look at Aldous Huxley and Brave New World, even you look at George Orwell in 1984, but look at Aldous Huxley, who was a real insider family, the Huxley family. And you look at what Brave New World was predicting in 1932, and you look at what's unfolding now, the technology he was talking about in his novel about the end of parenthood and technologically created humans, it's coming in now. And so you ask the question, how the hell did he know?
Prophecy.
Well, I think we talked about it.
They know because they know and understand prophecy. All right? And they're doing what Yahweh Shema Shai has commanded them to do. See, there's no free will. These people are operating off of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? That's why they're able to make these movies and write these books. And for you niggas out there talking about, oh, GMS and they always talking about, they're trying to say the movies telling everything. All they do is watch movies and go on to articles. You see why? Because those men are the great millstone, beginning with the elders and the apostles, okay, to the younger brothers on down, got the Holy Spirit, man. The testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. While y'all sitting back watching other stuff and doing podcasts looking stupid, well, y'all getting slapped in the face with prophecy, all right, with Yahweh Shema Shai. Y'all niggas don't know what the mark of the beast is or none of that. All right? Yahweh Shema Shai is making known who his prophets are. Hey, respect great millstone or not. Hey, you don't respect them, man. You don't respect Yahweh Shema Shai. And any and everything that y'all said against them, slander. And like it says in Revelation, I believe it's 14 or the 11th chapter, any man that hurt them, shall in this manner also shall be killed. That word hurt goes into physically or orally, meaning saying anything against them, man. All right? Remember, hey, every man shall be held accountable for every idle word in which they speak, man. Y'all talked against the men in Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord can F y'all up, man. All right? That's why y'all niggas can't get it.
In previous interviews, there's two worlds. There's the world of the cult, and there's the world of the population. And the cult is holding within its ranks, especially the inner circle, not Bill and Joe down the lodge. They're holding within its ranks advanced knowledge, which they don't want the public to know, of the agenda for humanity that's unfolding through the ages, and B, the nature of reality itself. And these same people and families that are in this cult have also created the sources of information and communication, media, education, etc., that the population get their information and thus their perception of reality from. And the idea is to only let them know as much as they need to know to serve that without knowing, and keep the real knowledge inside the cult.
Well, the real knowledge is with the service of Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's why the men of the Lord are able to go to the scriptures and tell you what's going to happen before. But as things, unfold, are able to link everything up to the scriptures, man. You see? So when these things happen, and people are like, well, how y'all get that out of that? Well, it's the Holy Spirit. You see? So, hey, the elect know. Beginning with the men of Yahweh Shema Shai, the prophets. All right? So, them doing these things, what they say, the revelation of the method. So, you putting these things out, saying, oh, these people too stupid to get it. No, 2/3 of Israel are too stupid to get it. The people, majority of the people in the world are too stupid to get it. But the prophets know, the elect know. The elect of Israel know. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. You even got some heathens that know. But they don't know the full extent of it because they can't link it up to prophecy. So you see, hey, you cannot deceive the elect, man. Hey, like Yahweh Shai said, he shall shorten the days. If not, there shall no flesh be saved. And he's going to shorten the days for the elect's sake. And if it be possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Meaning you cannot deceive the elect, man. That's why the elect not going to bow the knee. Because the elect, from the foundation of the earth, was instilled with his truth. All right? And was set apart and made holy, man, sanctified to Yahweh Shema Shai, to not be deceived. Remember, the elect hear the voice of Yahweh Shai and follow him whithersoever he goeth, and they hear not another voice, man. All right? But I'm going to stop it there. I'll put the link to the video in the description box. You want to watch this joint? And this joint fire, man, David ICKE, man, he's long-winded as hell. But hey, you see, it's great information, man. All right? But yeah, I just wanted to hit this real quick through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So pray to put the names of Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.